Hello everyone, my name is Lee, aka Portal Plays, and today I want to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day, and in case you've forgotten or didn't know, Minecraft Live is happening, which means another mob vote! The three options are the Glare, Allay, and Copper Golem, who will all have abilities and skills that will help the player. Now, in my opinion, all of these mobs are pretty darn cute. However, there are a few issues with some of them currently. So I'm going to talk about those issues and which one, at least in my reasonable opinion, is the best to vote for. First, we start with the Glare, a moss-covered floating mob whose entire face is concealed within darkness, except for its two expressional eyes. This guy will help players find dark spaces that hostile mobs can spawn in, and that's about it. There's one glaring issue with this mob's abilities, unfortunately, and that is that it's made completely useless by the F3 menu. Toggling F3 can allow you to look and find the block light level that you're standing on, which will show you how bright the block is, and if it's lower than a certain number, hostile mobs might be spawning there at some point in the future. While the Glare skill may be useful to people who don't know how to use F3 or for learning about the new light levels, not only have I shown you exactly where the light level is shown in that cluttered menu, but I also know that there's a very dedicated community of Minecrafters who will be able to post the newest light levels on the internet within the first day of the update being released. Unless Mojang plans on removing the portion of the F3 menu that tells you the light level of an area, the Glare is, unfortunately, pretty useless. Next, we move on to the second mob that was revealed for the mob vote, and my personal favorite, for all the right reasons, the Allay. The Allay is a mob that looks like it's going to be the same size and shape as Vex's, so a small winged spirit-like creature. However, unlike the horrifying Vexes that have a terrifying damage output and the spooky ability to phase through solid blocks on top of their hostility, the Allay seem to be strictly friendly mobs. When you give the Allay an item, this cute little friend will fly off to find you more of it. As confirmed in its announcement trailer, it will bring you more of any item, basically making the Allay a method of legal item duplication. The Allay would also give some purpose to a block that I don't see too often, note blocks. I mean, why make a note block when you could just use a diamond instead of a redstone dust to make a jukebox that plays songs that have already been made for your listening enjoyment? Except for 11. Well, the answer is because it makes a little light buddy that made you happy by bringing you a few more diamonds happy too. The reveal video shows the Allay happily enjoying and dancing to the sound of note blocks, and it is also important to the Allay's functionality, as the note block you play is where the Allay will bring your newly duplicated items. The Allay's item duplication, as well as it bringing use to a block I rarely see in action myself, would make the Allay a very welcome new addition to the Minecraft cast. Not to mention, it's probably the cutest of all three of the options. The only change I would make to its design would to make it match the amethyst crystal's color better, since the other two mobs in the vote are based off of other 1.17 introduced blocks like moss and copper. Not to mention, the amethyst blocks are known for having a chime to them, so it would give a little bit of a reasoning to why it likes the melodies of note blocks so much. Speaking of the Copper Golem, here we are. The fourth Minecraft mob that would be able to be built by the player. The Copper Golem, however, is mostly useless, unfortunately. From what we've heard and seen so far in its announcement trailer, all it seems to be able to do is push copper buttons, and also stop working once he gets to being fully oxidized. That isn't the most helpful mob in the world, since there are already methods to setting up redstone pulses, like randomly. And because we don't know anything else about this mob yet, this makes the Copper Golem worse than even the Glare in my opinion, who, as I mentioned, is also pretty much useless. Otherwise, the Copper Golem is only a decoration that sits around your base because it wasn't useful enough for you to take care of it, and now it can't even move because it's feeling blue. But maybe you can polish him up to make him feel better? I don't know. Oh, I would also like to add before I conclude that all of these mobs are likely to be companion-like mobs. Maybe not on the level of parrots, cats, and wolves, but probably more on the level of the axolotl, meaning that they're friendly to you and have a use for you, but you can't tame them like you would one of the other pets. You would, however, likely be able to have them follow you in one way or another. Like, maybe if the copper golem is crafted in the crafting table, like some people are thinking it might be the case, then it's likely you'd be able to break it and pick it up again, and then place it around wherever you go. As for the glare, I've seen a data pack added into the game where they basically added in the glare, and the glare would follow you if you held a torch in your hand. And of course, the Allay likes music. The sound of music blocks will lure it to you, and it would likely dance around jukeboxes when they're playing music, like the parrots would. Minecraft's newest mob vote is just around the corner, like literally tomorrow. And while all of these mobs look like a blast to have in game, unfortunately the glare and golem currently have no purpose that is worth having or isn't already basically in the game. Meanwhile, the Allay collects more of an item to give it to the player. It's item duplication, but legal and easier to pull off probably. Not to mention, it'll make a somewhat useless block that has been around since I started playing Minecraft more useful and more common. And it's probably the cutest of the three options, too. I mean, honestly, look at this thing. It's adorable. If the Allay's design is tweaked in the way I mentioned, I would be even more overjoyed to see its addition to the mob roster. But it's also good as it is, of course. All this preaching of the Allay might be in vain, or be completely overwritten by a new feature or two added to the other mobs, like the glare rewarding you with moss-related items when you do light up a dark area, as it does look like it's based around the moss blocks, or the copper golem being able to summon lightning with its rod to become faster and more efficient at whatever it does, since it's got the little lightning rod thing on the top of its head. Might be able to lure lightning to it in lightning storms, allowing it to polish itself, work faster. However, since we don't really have enough information on these mobs to know for sure who will be the best, personally, I still think the Allay is the best mob to vote for. But I would also like to hear your opinion. Did this video change your mind about your vote? Or are you going to stick with what you felt like before you clicked on this video? Let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing your answers. While you're down there, why not drop a like and make the red subscribe button gray? It would really help out my channel, and you can unsubscribe later if you'd like. Not to mention, it is completely free. I mean, everybody likes free stuff. And if you want to be notified when I post again, you can also click on the bell icon, and YouTube will let you know whenever I post again. Anyways, until next time, have a good morning, after eve, night, keep on crossing over, and Allay, 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 Allay. See ya!